Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new podcast. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast. I'm really excited to be finally releasing a podcast. Some of you have very kindly asked me if I would do one or if it's on the agenda of like things to do. And yeah, I thought it was a great idea. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself. I know the Football Stop. I'll give you a big shout out because he has a really good podcast as well that I'd recommend you check out. And yeah, I listen to lots of sports cards, comedy podcasts, all sorts. So yeah, I thought I would start off with episode 1 and talk about how I got into sports cards investing. So we'll start from the very beginning. So without further ado, let's jump into episode 1 of the Sports Cards UK podcast. So welcome back. So how did I get into investing? We're firstly going to talk about how I first heard about sports cards investing, and then talk about the first card I bought and all sorts. So if we start from the very beginning, since I was very young, I started collecting Panini World Cup and Euro football stickers. So my first album, I believe, was Korea Japan 2002, and actually I don't have that album anymore. I did actually end up buying a kind of a printed copy on eBay, but the earliest one that I do have is 2006. So the earliest one I do have is 2006, so that's Germany 2006. And I have it completed, and a funny one is I bought the album complete as well as having my battered one that I kept for a long while, well, since 2006. And the one that I had complete, I bought the stickers so that the stickers came separately and the book came on its own. So the book is now still in some really good condition, but since then sports cards and stickers have absolutely blown up, and now it's having a Ronaldo or a Messi sticker is now worth more than actually just having a complete full book from the Euro 2006. So I since then have actually taken those stickers out of that book. I have them here for the visual people that are watching the podcast on my YouTube channel, but there they are. That's the Messi and Ronaldo Euro Germany World Cup 2006. So they're very famous stickers, and I ended up just not completing it in the end. I already had that battered complete book, which I'll always keep for nostalgia reasons, to flick through, look at all the old players. But yeah, I'm not going to keep the other one as kind of a nice complete. I'm just going to send off the cards for grading. So that's really where I kind of came into the sports cards market in terms of collecting all of these stickers. I wasn't really too big into cards. I think I'm slightly old for the match attacks. Maybe some of my younger viewers will remember collecting match attacks when they were younger. But when I was younger, it was all about Pokemon initially, which came out around 1999. So I was around the right age for Pokemon at the time. And then we fell into YuGiOh, which I then traded all of my Pokemon cards for YuGiOh cards, which now I highly regret. And my mum ended up actually throwing away all of my YuGiOh cards because she thought they were horrible monsters and that I shouldn't have them, but that's a story for another day. So I now actually have no Pokemon cards or YuGiOh cards from my my old collection. So there we go. And we've seen both of those kind of explode in terms of the market as well for both Pokemon and YuGiOh cards, and people chasing that nostalgia hit of collecting those cards when they were younger. So I was browsing the internet one day, and this was, I think, the beginning of March. So very early on in the beginning of March, I had seen a few videos on Gary V, but specifically I was watching his series that he does on going to sort of yard sales and picking up bits and pieces that people are selling and then flipping them. And he had this whole thing around the flip life, and how you can pick up, I think he bought a bunch of Skylander toys and then ended up for about £20 and sold them for 200. I don't think that was the exact profit margin, but that was the kind of the flip that he had in the video. And I thought that's really interesting because I've always been into kind of collecting and flipping things. I like to go to charity shops and and see if I can find any cool trinkets and stuff, and then maybe put them on eBay just for a bit of fun, and maybe turn a profit as well. But learn about all these new sort of things and invest in each of these different things. And my granddad was big into sort of cigarette cards and postcards, and I sort of knew a bit around the stickers. So I was thinking, oh, where can I kind of fit into this? From the UK, we don't really have yard sales. We have what's called car boot sales, which is literally a sale out the back of your boot in a field somewhere, and people would set up tables and all sorts, and then sell all their old stuff that they don't want for pretty much pennies. I don't think anyone sells anything too big. So I was watching one of these videos, and then I was kind of flicking across the sort of suggested bar on the right hand side, and I saw Gary Vee did a video on sports cards. So I'd heard about sports cards before. I'd heard about baseball cards being a big thing in America, but I've never really looked into it too much. So I watched this video, and it was him talking about how, it was him on a news show talking about how the sports cards market is about to blow up with players like Giannis and players like Luka Doncic. And he was essentially saying that all the kids that are currently in the sneaker market or are reselling brands like Supreme and camping outside stores waiting for releases, the products are going to be very, very limited, and it's getting difficult to get a hold of each of these products, with the market being flooded with new investors and new people trying to flip these clothes and make a profit and turn a profit from it. So his kind of prediction was that all of these sneaker guys are going to move over into sports cards, are going to start opening up the packs, as you can open up a $5 pack and pull a $1,000 card, for example. A good example would be maybe a Zion. You pull out, you pay $10 for a cello for Prism, 2019 to 20. This is in America. You wouldn't pay $10 here. You'd struggle with that. And you might pull up a $1,000 Zion card. You never know. It could be a rookie patch auto. So there's a kind of the gambling element, and with sports stopping completely over lockdown around sort of March time, a lot of the sports cards gamblers were looking to get in as well, because they're thinking, right, well, there's no sports for me to gamble on at the moment. So how can I look to invest my money? How can I make some money while there's no sports on? So a lot of those guys moved over into the sports cards market as well. So I did lots and lots of research, and I thought, well, I've always been into kind of collecting these stickers, and how can I get into the sports cards market? I've always been a basketball fan, and I saw Gary Vee in a different video talk about the Michael Jordan rookie sticker being an undervalued card. Now, my goal going into this wasn't to buy loads and loads of different sports cards. My goal was to buy one card, sit on it, and then maybe just watch the sports cards market and see what happens. So that is essentially what I did. I bought this 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie sticker in a PSA 8. At the time, I paid £300, and that was my big investment. That was kind of a lot of money. I was thinking, well, if I'm going to get into something, probably £300 going for your first investment is probably not something that I would recommend. However, I believed in Michael Jordan. Who doesn't believe in Michael Jordan? He's the greatest of all time. That's his rookie sticker. And having done lots of investigating into rookies and which cards are the ones to go for, I was thinking, how is this card so cheap? I was looking at LeBron James rookie cards. I was looking at Giannis rookie cards. And I couldn't work out why the Michael Jordan card was so cheap. Obviously, there's a card as well as a sticker. The card was way out of my my budget, having said that, unless I would have gone for a lower grade. But I did want to go for an 8 or higher. So I saw the sticker, I bought it, got it shipped over from America. I think I got stung with a $30, $50 or whatever it was, import fee, which was a bit of a shame. But there we go. So I did actually end up paying probably around $350 for it, $360. And that was my first investment. And then from there, I continued to investigate basketball. I continued to look at which players that I want to invest in. Now, actually, just happens so that I am wearing a kind of a Celtics t-shirt today. But the second investment that I decided to go for, and you'll actually see this within, I don't know if I still have it up, but it's one of my really early Mail Monday videos. I picked up a few Celtics players. So I started off with a Larry Bird. I picked up the PSA sticker from the same set in a PSA 6 and a PSA 8. And then I also picked up a Jason Tatum rookie card. So I picked up a PSA 10 of Jason Tatum for around $40, a little bit less maybe even. I think it was around $37 I think I paid for that. And that card is now easily a $200 card. Now, I guess looking into Jason Tatum, I knew he was going to be big. I didn't know if he was going to be as good as he is now. I mean, that was only March time, so he was prospected to be a fantastic player. But my real reason behind going for him was just because I'm a Celtics fan. So sometimes it does work out that you go for a player that works for or plays for a team that you support, and then it turns out that they actually be the next superstar. So I was quite lucky with that with Jason Tatum, and I invested heavily into Jason Tatum. I've got 2 PSA Prisms that are currently out with Graded Gem, I've sent them to Graded Gem, and then Graded Gem will send them off to PSA. And lots of optic rated rookies. There's a shock optic rated rookie and all sorts. So yeah, big on Jason Tatum. Wouldn't recommend investing in him now unless your bankroll is quite big and you're sort of thinking about going in like I did with a Michael Jordan card and just investing in one big card for around $300. Then maybe I'd go for that. But in the UK, it's quite difficult to get PSA graded cards, so you probably want to pick up something raw, maybe send it off for grading, and that's probably going to be your biggest return of investment in the UK. So I've talked a little bit about how I started, and a few people would probably be surprised that I actually did start in March. A lot of people thought that when I spoke to Sunday League investors, they said, we thought you were in this for a lot longer of a time, but no, it was literally since March. And as I'm sure many investors would tell you, it takes a lot of time and a lot of research to look at these players. Now, there's a few players that I may have picked up and on a whim and just said £1 or £2 for a rookie sticker or a rookie card and thought, why not? Let's just have a gamble and see if he's any good. But if you're going to make these big investments, if you're going to make $100 plus investments, well, it depends even what your bankroll is. If it's $50 is a lot of money to you, then you need to do that due diligence. So spending loads of time on eBay, spending loads of time looking at specific sports. And a couple of tips that I would start off with, and a few things that helped me when I started, was try and focus on one sport rather than focusing on multiple. Now, I know that might sound a little bit silly because I do pick up multiple different sports, and if you've seen my Mail Mondays or any of my videos before, you would have seen that I've picked up anything from football, basketball, F1 racing, NFL, loads of stuff. I would just start with the one sport that you know the most about. So a big tip is that if you don't know anything about sports, don't get into sports cards investing. And that sounds like a bit of I'm trying to kind of push you away, but if you don't know anything about sports, and if you're not prepared to do the research into sports, if you're not prepared to watch the sports, if you're not prepared to learn the rules about the sports, then why would you get into sports cards investing? You should really invest in something that you know and something that you like and something that you enjoy. If you like Pokemon, invest in Pokemon. If you like YuGiOh, invest in YuGiOh. If you like clothes, trainers, I've said this before, invest in those things. Don't invest in something that you don't know anything about. So that would be my one big tip, and pick the sport that you know the best. So I started off with basketball because I was doing lots of research into basketball at the time. In March, football sports cards hadn't really blown up the way it has now, and I didn't actually get into football cards and stickers investing until really only about 2-3 months ago. So a lot of the time I was picking up, if you look at a lot of my early videos, it's pretty much all basketball. There might be one NFL card thrown in there or one football card thrown in there, but it's pretty unlikely. A lot of the stuff that I was picking up initially was all basketball, and that's something that I knew about, and it's something that I was doing lots and lots of investing in, and lots of investing time into research, and into watching the games as well. So that's where I would start. I would start with the sport that you know the best, and I would also look for players that you like, because if the sports card market blows up, if the whole thing crashes, not blows up, but if the whole thing crashes, you're going to end up with a load of cards that, if you bought players that you don't necessarily like, you're going to kind of be sitting on cards that maybe aren't of value to you. There's no meaning or thought behind any of those cards where you like that player, or you can keep them as part of a PC. So I would start with the players that you like from the teams that you support. If you support a good team, maybe if you don't support a team that's performing very well, you might not want to invest in a rookie or a veteran if they haven't won trophies, if they haven't won championships, that sort of thing. Now, when you're looking for players, you want to look for a rookie card, or you want to look for the player's first card or sticker that they appear in. So, for example, Michael Jordan, we've spoken about, 1986 was his first rookie card and his first rookie sticker. So those are going to be the ones that people gravitate towards. They really want that first sticker that they appear in. Now, for basketball, for NFL, it's going to be slightly easier because some of them are going to have rookie card logos on it. But for football, it's going to be, or soccer, it's going to be slightly more difficult. You're going to have to actually do your research and find out which card or sticker is the first card or sticker that they appear in. So that requires a lot of research on eBay, searching for different years, searching on Google, but making sure that you're doing your due diligence, because one article might say that this year's is rookie, whereas another eBay seller might have a rookie from the year before. So you do need to do lots of cross-references and checking to see if that card is really going to be the card that is their rookie card or rookie sticker. So I'd start with a rookie card or rookie sticker. If it has a RC logo or a rated rookie logo or any sort of logo that relates to it being a rookie card, then obviously that's the one to go for. If they're older cards, sort of pre-2015, especially for football, you're going to have to do your research, and they're not going to have rookie card logos on, so you're going to have to search. So for example, the Beckham sticker, there's nowhere on there that says that's his rookie card or that's his first year, but 1996 is his first sticker appearance. So that you're looking for cards that feature David Beckham within that year. Now, if you want to be really intricate about it, you can find out which sticker or card was published first in that year, but I don't think that matters too much. I think you really want to gravitate towards the ones that are going to be popular, that people like the look of. So if there's multiple cards within 1 year, go for the one that you like the most, the one that looks coolest to you. The one I'm thinking of is there's a David Beckham caricature card. I'll put it up on video for the visual listeners, or for the guys that are watching it on the YouTube channel, I should say. And it's the ugliest looking card ever, and it's pre the rookie sticker, and it's pre the or it might be the same year as the rookie sticker, but his first card, I believe, the rookie card, is 1997. So this caricature is a 96, so it's earlier than 97, but it's so ugly, I don't think anyone really wants to invest in that particular card. There's a couple on eBay that are PSA graded, and if you want to have that sticker in your collection, great. But the people that are going to be buying that sticker, you're going to have to think, are they going to be wanting to look at this sort of horrible looking design, this strange looking caricature card? Are they really going to be wanting to pay lots and lots of money for that? And probably the answer a lot of the time is going to be no. So that's hopefully the first episode there is going to cover rookie cards, rookie stickers, some tips, and how I got started into sports cards investing and collecting. What we are going to do in future podcasts as well is we're going to look at we're going to have some Q&As, some Twitter questions, some Instagram questions as well. I'm going to make sure that I ask on my socials if you have any questions, and then we can go through some Twitter questions as well. And we're going to look at some current news as well. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that have been happening in the sports cards world at the moment. So some of the top news at the moment is you've got Rob Kardashian snapped up a rare Tom Brady sports cards worth £250,000. And that's great. Rob Kardashian, member of the Kardashian family, huge influencers, and all rising tides rise all ships, as however the phrase goes. What that essentially means is that more people that get into the hobby and shed light on the hobby, it means that everyone is moving up. Everyone can increase prices. There's more eyes on it. It's not people are more. There's more people wanting to buy your cards essentially if you're selling. So it's a great time to get into sports cards. We've also got Daily Mail has spoken about JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs and Mickey Mantle. Sports cards trading prices soared during the pandemic. We've also got A girl who lost baseball cards in a wildfire gets a prize donation. A California man donates £25,000 worth of baseball cards to a 9-year-old whose collection was destroyed. Again, really, really nice story. We've got Business Insider has done an article about tips for making thousands selling sports cards from a collector. I haven't opened up the article, but I can see it's got a picture of Steve Aoki. Again, a huge DJ, someone that's very influential, big celebrity who's been investing in sports cards. I think he's been investing in a lot of football, soccer cards as well. We've got ESPN have done an article on how the coronavirus, the internet, and tons of money unexpectedly fuel sports cards in its biggest boom ever. And yeah, that's just some of the news articles. So you can really see that getting into sports cards now is a really, really exciting time. Yeah, there's lots of news articles about, specifically around obviously lockdown and everyone investing in not just sports cards but Pokemon cards as well. If you look at Logan Paul and the sort of the boom that the Pokemon market has had since he's got into it as well. So there we go. I think that's going to draw a conclusion to episode 1. I hope you did enjoy this. Let me know if you've got any feedback on the podcast, and please do let me know. I'm going to hopefully upload this to Spotify and iTunes as well. But there we go. Thank you very much for tuning into this first episode of the Sports Cards UK podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks very much.